How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again. Making that new.
I know, he was so happy. It worked. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks.
Look, it's perfect. I mean, what a victory. That is insanity. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. So this is going up on Tuesday, so this is election day. You know, did you guys see the Ricky Gervais? Hilarious. What? No, watch.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for.
He went on to mock some of those in Hollywood for the over-the-top reactions we've been seeing when they endorse candidates and some of the fear that is getting spread aimed at anyone who may be thinking about voting for the other side.
If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that.
I don't understand. I was watching a news today and people were standing in line. I never decided. I know this is BS. You're standing in a line and you don't know who you're voting for by now. I think people that do that are just need attention.
Yeah, because how can you not know by now?
You don't know who you're voting for. You're standing in a line. We voted what? A few days ago?
Yeah, last Wednesday?
Yeah. Last Wednesday. Wednesday. And come on, at this point, you know who you're voting for. Stop with the cap, you know.
But anyway, so a lot has happened. This is probably a longer video, but
yeah.
A lot has happened last week. Trump supporters being called garbage by Biden.
Yeah.
You got Cardi B trying to stump for Kamala and did a horrible job at that. RFK.
Jennifer Lopez
cried. They're bringing out the stars.
With a ton of Botox in her cheeks that she wasn't ready to do.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional. But you know what? You know what? We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter. Your voice and your vote matters. And look, don't be afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Invite people around you to be the change, to go out there and vote. Nobody likes having tough conversations or talking about politics, but trust me, I've been in some of these rooms. I see the way power works in this country. They love it when you do nothing, okay? A non-vote is an agreement. It just makes it easier for them to do whatever they want, whatever serves them. And this election is about your life.
So we're going to go over all of that today, you guys. All of the celebrities are coming out. And I think she's having a rally. Yeah. I think either today, at the end of the day, where a bunch of celebrities. So I guess it's supposed to be her.
On voting day?
No, today, I think, or something. Where it's like her MSG, her...
okay.
She's all these celebrities coming. Yeah. So, they're all coming out. So, yeah, we should start this off with RFK. RFK, Jr. Well, first, he was at a rally last week, and he was talking about how they're keeping him on the ballot as him running for president, and he's trying to tell you that he's not running for president. And so we'll watch that tape real quick to see what he has to say. Let me see if I can. And, they put some polls out today of Trump and Harris in one of the states. I think it might be Wisconsin. Yeah. One of the states where he wasn't able to get his name removed. Right. People voted for him, like 2%.
Right. Wow.
And that people don't realize that you should vote like you are the deciding voter. Yeah. That's how you should. Don't ever just look at these polls are ridiculous anyway because they underpoll Trump, and they just said today that even at the polls that they put up, at the bottom the pollster said that it was easier for, say, white liberals were more willing to say they're voting for Harris, but white Republicans don't. It's hard to get them even on the phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he gets underpolled sometimes. Yeah. But he's still winning in all the swing states. So
let's listen to what he has to say at this rally, and it's kind of like, especially since this is going on election day.
I started my presidential campaign 19 months ago, and the Democrats fought. They canceled the primary so I couldn't run, and they canceled the debates, and then I switched to independents, and I was taking more votes away from Donald Trump than the Democrats, but Donald Trump never sued me. And he never said anything nasty about me. He was always very civil. And the Democrats sued me, and they sued me to keep me off the ballot. They spent $10 million. They filed suits in 10 states. And then when I endorsed President Trump in August, they sued me to keep me on the ballot. And they lost most of those suits. Yes, 2 days ago, they won 2 of them in Wisconsin and in Michigan. And why did they do that? They did that because they want to confuse the voters. They want to interfere with the election because they're keeping somebody on the ballot who's not running. So when you go to the voting booth on Tuesday, you're going to see my name on the ballot. I do not want your vote. I want you to vote for Donald Trump.
It begins. Here we go. It all begins.
This is what Donald Trump was saying about election interference. I think even J.D. Vance said it at one of his rallies not too long ago, because everybody keeps saying, "Oh, all these people, all these judges said that it was nothing wrong with the 2020 election." But this is what they're talking about: the constant lies of liberal media. And honestly, I was telling Danielle earlier that I really feel like a lot of these media people should be taken in for treason because they are literally lying. On camera and betraying their own public, the American people. And I'm sorry, I think that when you start just purposely lying, where you can be verified that you're lying, you know what I mean? I think to me that just is treasonous. I don't understand how they are able to do that.
They're just trying to, like he said, they're trying to confuse the voter. So, I like that he said that. But anyways, y'all, if you see his name, don't vote for him. Just vote Trump. They also had a commercial, I think RFK's team did this commercial or a ad out, and I love the ad.
Yeah, it's called so Kamala Harris and the Avengers, the superheroes from Hollywood, but it's movies, superheroes. They, with Scarlett Johansson and Robert Downey Jr. and what's his name, the black guy. Well, they try to come out and make an Avengers thing for, you know
Don
how
Cheadle's
Hollywood is,
his name,
which fake heroes is what they are.
Yeah, so
Don Cheadle, yeah, and they're out here fake heroes trying to stomp for a fake president,
right?
Because she did not get any votes, by the way.
So they're trying to figure out a new fancy way of getting people out to vote for the Democrats, and it's just so every time
it's just corny,
so
and just disgusting. And honestly, you know, to watch these people just all fall in line like this, you know, it's like an effort just to make Donald Trump look bad. But RFK Jr.'s video is being called the real Avengers because they are real heroes, right? And it's also breaking the internet.
Yeah. So we're gonna play that video here so you guys can see.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Avengers.
Hey, Scarlett.
Jumping on the call.
Whoa. I think you mean assembling. I said assembling. Don, that's pretty good. No, they thought it was funny.
Scarlett, it is our pleasure to come together and to get the vote out this election. Come on.
Yeah, how can we be of service?
How about we start with what our voting plans are going to be, who we're going to bring to the polls with us, that sort of thing.
I think Kamala Harris needs a catchphrase.
Ooh, yes, definitely a catchphrase.
How about this? I'm just off the top of my head. I can do this all day.
Shut up. I hate it.
Okay.
I mean, it's original, but...
What about something punchier like, ooh, boom. You looking for this? Iron Man?
They're acting.
And you know what really makes me sad is when I see people I like.
I know.
I like Don Cheadle, and I like, you know, we're big fans of
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey, because we like the movie. Sherlock Holmes. You know what I mean? I like Scarlett Johansson, kind of. But, you know, just to watch these people just sort of...
annoying.
Act.
It's
not even a real enthusiasm.
Yeah.
It's just they're acting. These are actors acting right now.
This seems somewhat rehearsed,
and it's all been edited, of course. But
just enjoy their movies, their TV shows, and their books.
We loved it.
Okay, again, I think we're just trying to get out the vote.
Kamala forever.
That's better.
Okay, how about I'm down with democracy? It's just clean, it's simple.
Okay, I like that.
It's hard to argue with that.
Kamala Harris, down with democracy.
Oh, yeah. I'm Kamala Harris, and I say down with democracy.
I don't know if that sounds the way we want it to sound, though.
I think we just need... Can we get some production, though?
Jarvis?
My name's not Jarvis, but whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Down with democracy.
Down with democracy.
Is that what we mean, though?
Yeah, together we're gonna tear down democracy.
Will you stop playing heroic music under yourselves?
I'm Kamala Harris, and I am down with democracy. Did I sound enough like her on that one?
That was great. How many Golden Globes have you been nominated for? I'm just curious.
Yes!
Corny, stupid, and also it's not even saying...
Down with democracy.
And then
John Cheadle said, I'm tearing down democracy.
Right, they should say, I'm down. They're trying to be, you know, I'm down with this. You know, like in the slang word of down.
Right.
But it's not.
Right. We're a constitutional republic, by the way.
Right, so. We're not a democracy, so there's that part too. All right, anyways, let's look at this RFK video. What I like about this ad with RFK is that it's a very American.
It's very American.
I feel like it's very American, and it's kind of like bridging gaps, bringing people together. That's the feeling that I get with it. Period.
And just the idea of using real people in their real lives, because these are, you know, Tulsi Gabbard. These are real people, not these actors who play heroes.
How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Don't you
want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
The sweet emotion raining all over me.
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Right. It actually brought a tear to my eye, I'll be honest with you.
A little bit, right?
I mean, yesterday when I watched it, I was like, oh, man.
But what it's, yeah, I know.
You know?
Because I feel like he's run a good I feel like Trump has run a good campaign. Mm-hmm. And like it's
been a stellar campaign. It's been really great.
Right.
Very American. And I feel like, I really truly believe that if she wins, it will be the end of America as we know it.
And
and everything that we've gone through in this country to make it the greatest country in the world is going to go down her Marxist tube. And she's going to open those those borders back up. We're going to go into wars with these other countries. The inflation is going to obviously go up because nothing's going to be fixed. She hasn't given us any policies, and I think it's because she doesn't intend on doing anything. Bernie Sanders said, they asked Bernie Sanders why she said certain things that were against, I guess, what he believes in. And he said, quote, he said, she has to say what she has to say to get in office. So even he doesn't care that she throws the left under the bus to beat Trump. All of these people, from The View to MSNBC, CNN, the debates, to Saturday Night Live, who's now being called out by the FCC for not giving equal time, have all, Oprah Winfrey, have all just basically propagandized this whole thing.
That FCC situation, you guys heard about that, right? And Kamala went on Saturday Night Live, like last minute. That's how you know things are not going well over there, because they called her in to do SNL, like she wanted to do it last minute, and they're not supposed to do that and not give equal airing time to both candidates, because it's just not, it's not fair. So you have to be fair with this, and so the FCC is not happy about them doing that and having her in there like that. So, but I know they probably felt like, oh no.
And they knew though that this was wrong.
Yeah,
because because you mean to tell me you don't have a president, a would-be president who's in campaigning right now, and you don't tell them they're going to be on the next Saturday Night Live?
Right.
She just pops up in the opening monologue, so they knew that was wrong.
And you don't give them an invite or nothing, really?
No, people would have watched. That would have benefited them.
Yes, it would have. But so yeah. So anyways, so NBC knows that they're under fire for that. So they quickly came up with a solution. They're going to air a Trump ad or two during a Monday Night Football, or Monday or Thursday Night Football, or one of the football games. They're going to air his ad to make it even, to even it out. And I'm just like, they're just being so last minute underhanded. Like, from RFK talking about, them still having him on the ballot to confuse the voter. That's what they're doing. And to this, it's like, come on now.
It's all BS. Talk about calling people Hitler.
I know.
When Hitler, how Hitler was able to become powerful because he was able to make the media change books, burn books.
Yeah.
He was able to change the narrative by propaganda.
Yeah.
And they're calling him Hitler?
Wow.
When they're doing all of this? Just lying. Project Tweet's part of Project 2025.
Still talking about that. They're still doing this project.
The enemy within. They know exactly what he was talking about when he said. They just go on and lie. Just are able to lie. And the gender gap in this divide is men are voting more for him and women are voting more for her. But yesterday the poll came out that she's got a man problem more than he's got a woman problem.
Yeah.
Because there are more women that are voting for him. There are a lot more women voting for him than men voting for her.
So yeah, it's a problem.
So yeah, we gave our garbage vote since we're all garbage.
Guys, that garbage. That first of all, I'll play the clip of the garbage thing. And what's funny is that he did this. He said that garbage comment right when she was
talking about unity.
He did a press
and her closing argument.
Yeah, like he did a, what's it called? A broadcast.
Yeah.
While she was doing her electrifying speech.
I think Biden's voting for Trump.
I mean,
and his wife. I think they're so angry.
This man has wore the MAGA hat. He has interrupted
now 3 times. While she's done something.
He's interrupted her. It's just like, I feel like at this point, is he like an undercover? Everybody thinks that he's an undercover
The
Trump
other day
voter.
he said he's going to slap the ass. These are the kind of people you slap the ass. Like, what are you talking about?
I saw
and then he's putting babies' feet, the feet of babies in his mouth. It's just, this guy is literally trolling her.
Right.
Joe Biden shocked the world and possibly cost Kamala Harris the presidency with a brash comment labeling Trump supporters garbage during a CNN interview.
The Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization is seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
But Donald Trump wasn't going to let the scandal go to waste. The presidential hopeful seized on the opportunity to highlight just how much of a misstep Biden's comment was by drawing more attention to the gaffe. A garbage truck with Trump signage and American flags all over it pulled up to meet Donald Trump on the tarmac in Wisconsin.
Hello, everybody. This is Donald Trump, and 250 million people are not garbage.
Trump then donned high-vis and got in the truck, conducting a press conference from inside whilst being driven around.
Is answering some questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
It was a genius PR move and the perfect antidote to the inconsiderate comment by Joe Biden. And it seems the garbage theme has taken over the whole of the Republican Party, with Vivek Ramaswamy hopping on the bandwagon and also trying his hand at sanitation.
Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, y'all, people are like, he don't even know what he's doing. Yeah, duh. Of course he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not a garbage man.
Talk about iconic.
I mean,
forever images of him in a garbage truck at McDonald's, with the fist pump and the flag waving, fight.
Think
the
about
mugshot. I mean, he is really
photos.
good at capturing moments and really turning all of their garbage and crap that they throw into like gold.
Yeah,
for him,
right?
Like even the thing that had to do with the garbage comment, because the comedian that we did the thing on, which I still believe was just a joke. He's a comedian. He's a roaster. That's what he does. It got turned around immediately because of Biden.
He just keeps ruining it.
He ruined. I mean, they had that moment in their hand, and then Biden goes out right while she's talking about unity.
Yeah,
and he goes, half of the country is garbage. Yeah, and then now she has to explain it. She didn't really. I mean, she said, I disagree with that, but she didn't really say, she should have condemned him. I think at that point, this was Kamala when she got off the plane. I think this was her time to say, I completely disagree with that, and I'm horrified that he would say something like that, but she really didn't.
She's not separating. See, she's not doing the smart thing. She needs to separate herself. I think she should have gone to Joe Biden and said, look.
Give him some ice cream.
Look. I'm gonna have to throw you under the bus at this point. At this point, I'm gonna have to. She's not doing that though. So it remains that she is the same as him, if not worse. I don't understand what's going on.
It's like he's just going out of his way to just sabotage her, and he's angry because they made him step down. Everybody knows. Even SNL, who's left leaning, made fun of that. You know what I mean? Everybody knows that, and so it's just like
now what she's doing is what she was trying to do last week is. Again, like we were saying earlier, is bring out all the celebrities because that's to just gaslight and deflect and distract from her poor campaign and then her poor achievements. So they put Cardi B up there. Y'all,
did y'all see that?
When Cardi B got up there and started talking, first of all, I can't even believe that she would choose such a woman. To talk, and I mean this in maybe the most respectful way possible, but Cardi B is not exactly someone that you wanted to speak, to a large crowd about something so very serious.
Here's a woman they chose to talk about protecting women's rights. Yeah. While this was a woman who self-admittedly drugged men and stole from them.
And this is who she wants to speak
And this
for?
is who we're supposed to take seriously.
Right.
A woman who stood up there on the stage and could not, you know, even if the teleprompter breaks down, I would know why I'm voting for Trump, so I could just keep going.
Yeah.
I don't need a phone and to sit there and look like a fool. I mean, you're an entertainer. You should at least know how to improvise.
Yo, I'm putting the clip up here, but it's just, she was a mess.
I'm nervous. I'm excited. What's up, y'all? One second, guys. 1 second. Okay. So I don't take lightly the call. Sorry, guys. I'm a little nervous.
She's not nervous. She doesn't know what she's talking about without having the script laid out in front of her. She's this woman. This woman's half naked dancing in front of millions and millions of people, usually on a daily basis. You ain't telling me
you're nervous because they told you to come out here and do this.
You don't want to do it,
and you said publicly that you weren't even going to endorse a politician because Biden disappointed you, because you told everybody to go vote for Biden, and this is what you got out of it: a bunch of bad policies.
I've been waiting for this moment this whole life, my whole life. I need patience over here. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here. Hold on. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing tonight? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to make history? Are we ready to change these 4 years? No. Are we ready to change the next 8 years? Because we're going to make sure we have Kamala Harris in office for 8 years. Thank you. All right. Vice President Kamala Harris, thank you for having me. I do not take lightly the call to show up, the call to speak up, the call to deliver a message that's been on my heart for a hot minute now. Now, I took my time writing this speech, so I'm gonna make sure I deliver it right. Because I got something I've been wanting to say for a long time. I've been saying it on Twitter, on my Instagram, and I'm ready to tell it to you now. Y'all ready to listen? All right, now. All right. Just like Kamala Harris, I too have been the underdog. I've been underestimated. My success belittled and discredited. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Women have to work 10 times harder, perform 10 times better, and still people question us how we got to the top.
We know how she got to the top, and we also know how Kamala got to the top.
Willie Brown.
Here, hold on. Let me warm up. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I can't stand a bully. But just like Kamala, I always stand up to one. All the time, I'm ready for him. Yeah. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wasn't gonna vote this year. I wasn't. But Kamala Harris joining the race, she changed my mind completely. I did not have faith on any candidates until she joined the race and said the things that I wanted to hear, that I want to see next in this country. All right? I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate, she's compassionate, she shows empathy, and most of all, she is not delusional. Yeah.
All right. So that was hard to watch. You ever see stuff sometimes? It's like secondhand embarrassment. That's secondhand embarrassment.
They're making all these celebrities come out and say something for her because she just has nothing. She's really just an empty person. She has no real personality. And the reason why Trump is able to do average things like go to McDonald's and do the truck, you know, the garbage truck thing, and then he goes on stage with the garbage, you know, vest on, and still is able to just be funny without a teleprompter, is because he is someone with a personality.
Which is why she has to bring on personalities, because celebrities have big personalities, right? So it kind of like masks hers, how bad she actually is. But I feel like every time she brings out a celebrity, it gets worse for her.
Yeah,
like it doesn't work because they're not politicians. One, they're not into politics like that. They don't really know. They're in a bubble. They don't really know what they're talking about. So people don't usually take what they say seriously. And so when you keep pumping out these celebrities, but it's really not going to do. I don't think it's going to do much. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just saying that I don't think it'll do much. But you know, you guys, I was watching LeBron James. So he puts out this ad or this commercial or whatever you want to call it that is completely false.
It's completely
I'll put it up, but it's like,
honestly, I don't know how Trump won't be suing him for this. This is absolute. But what I'm saying is treasonous. You see what I'm saying? Like, the fact that these celebrities can get away with doing this, knowing that it's a complete lie, it's propaganda, it's completely manipulated. Like, I can't believe they can do this. But I guess if all of the media is liberal,
then that's you go, yeah.
All right, heck yeah, it's cool. Black guy. That's one of my buddies. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome.
No, I'm not a racist.
They're taking black jobs now. The whole country's going to be like, it'll be like Detroit. A lot of it's about the genes, isn't it? Don't you believe? They're poisoning the blood of our country.
Troublemaker. These are troublemakers. Look, I love the old days, you know? Do you know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. Like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now, if you had one really violent day, like one rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and it will end immediately.
But we're going to indemnify police officers and law enforcement from being destroyed by the radical left. You're changing history, you're changing culture.
Of course I hate these people. And let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need.
Right.
That's disgusting. That
to me, and when I saw that, my first thought was, how is he legally able to do that? I'm sure LeBron James has, a team of lawyers, so I'm sure he knew that he could put this up. But I would like to see this challenged.
But what I like, though, is that in the comments, I think he put this on X.
He put on his
the
thing
very
too.
First comment. I mean, people drug him.
Yeah.
They were like, "Look, man, I like you as a basketball player, but this is a complete lie."
So
I'm glad to see that his audience,
they didn't fall for that.
They were like, "This is really bad, man. This is complete manipulation." So there, and time after time, people just kept saying, "I'm a big fan of yours," you know, but this is a lie.
I could not comparing in the 60s when the water hose situation was happening to like Black Lives Matter events. First of all, Black Lives Matter is a scam. I think we all understand this now, right? We're supposed to. So the idea of comparing those two makes zero sense to me at all. The burning down of all of these cities that happened because of Black Lives Matter, there is no contrast with that and what happened in 1964.
Yeah, he compared Black Americans to illegal immigrants running through the border.
We are Americans.
No, we're Americans. And when we were doing those protests, we were Americans.
Yes. So what do you see?
What are you doing?
How can he be allowed to do that, y'all? I don't get it.
It's just disgusting. I'm telling you, treasonous. I don't understand how any of these people still should ever be able to be on. You know, it's just it's absolutely amazing to me. I was watching Kyle Kalinske the other day, just happened to come up on my feed, and he was talking about he was secular talk is his show, and he put up a video that said Donald Trump on video with topless young women with Jeffrey Epstein, and he goes on. There is no nothing.
He didn't show anything?
There's no picture, no nothing.
But
and he's going on and on about it. And then I'm looking at the comments, and even in his comments, people are going, "Come on, try to give me more."
That's clickbait.
You can't just say. But you know, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking he got 18,000 likes on that video. And all I could think is like, how can you put something like that up with absolutely no
But what
evidence?
what was the synopsis of it? Did he
some guy that some FBI guy or something without evidence is now like what? So now they're just saying this 2 days before. So they're saying they've had this for a while, and but you guys have a video and then the wording, young women. So is this children or is this just young 21-year-olds?
You see,
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, they're trying to make it make us think that it's like 12-year-olds, right? But they're saying young women, but they're trying to make it look like they're
manipulating it.
Right.
They're manipulating
so, but there is no picture. They're not showing any photo.
So
it's just him talking. He goes, "This is just." He's just blowing. This is just crazy. This should end his campaign. And I'm like, where are the pictures? If they've had it this whole time, then why have they been sitting on it? You know what I mean? It's just like these things like this sort of stuff. It's just like, why are you guys able to do this?
Trying to pull out all stops. That's what they're trying to do. And I will say that Trump, to me, I feel like with his campaign, like when they try to hit him, he'll hit back harder. He's no stranger to clapping back. Basically, he does this all the time. It's like the wrong person to do that with because he does it all the time. I don't know how. I mean, look, I think he's run a really good campaign. Even with all of that, all these iconic photos. Are you kidding me?
Everything has been.
We got all these iconic photos of Trump.
They try to bankrupt him, put him in jail, shot him almost 3 times now.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, they've called his supporters garbage. They've done almost everything you can do to this man. Yeah, like I don't think any other politician's been treated this way ever. I don't remember in my lifetime. I don't remember this. Yeah, you know what I mean. And he still is persevering. And it is just absolutely amazing to me. And, the idea that LeBron James, who are very famous, Shannon Sharp, who has a big podcast, the fact that they can get drugged makes me think in their own comments, in a secular talk, because he has a big platform of millions of subscribers, and he's also getting dragged about the Epstein thing, the Donald Trump Epstein thing, lets me know that a lot of people are not buying what they're selling.
They're not falling for
and that makes me
right?
happy.
Yeah.
Any woman that is voting for Kamala Harris because she's a woman and because of abortion should be ashamed of yourself. Because if you're going to ignore the borders and the lives of women who have been killed in this country by these illegal immigrants, apartment buildings that have been taken over by gang members, Haitians that have been placed in a small town and taken up resources, the fact that our Americans that suffered a hurricane too were not taken care of as quickly as the legal migrants who are sitting in New York apartments at $300 a night. Yeah. Child care. I'm sorry, $300 a night hotels. Child care. They're getting child care.
EBT cards.
EBT cards, thousands of dollars. And you're going to vote. You're going to ignore all of that. And not to mention the wars and the money we're sending over to Ukraine.
Right.
Our borders.
Wow.
And you're going to ignore all of that and vote for a woman because she's a woman and she cares about abortion.
I know one person in the comments was like, well, she's about my body, my choice. Well, where was the my body, my choice when we were going through the COVID things? They did mandates. And I asked this lady, I said, well, that's okay, my body, my... So what about when Biden did the mandates on the COVID? What about my body, my choice then? Nope. No, just had to be mandated. Please stop it. Like, Trump's, like, what's it called? His little dream team of people. Normally it's the people that are in the White House are who dictates your transition team.
Your transition
team. Yeah, they kind of dictate that, and they're in charge of that part. But this time Trump said, last time in 2016, I kept people on that I thought were good people, but they were actually bad people because I was ill-advised because he was new to Washington. So he just kind of went with what they were saying, and he admits, even on Joe Rogan, if you watch his thing, he said, that was not good choices and really bad people that were in my cabinet. This time around, he said he's doing it differently, which is why he has Robert and Tulsi. And who else? Vivek. Elon. So he has all these big heavy hitters for a reason because he wants to build his own transition team and he wants to finance it too. So there's the important part as well. Because people are talking about, you need to get less money into politics. Okay, here we go. He's using his own. And so I feel like that to me gives that should give all Americans
because the government
though.
Right, because the government, look, I didn't know this actually, the government pays 100% of the transition team.
Yeah,
Now, this could be the reason why we get shitty policy.
Yeah, it could be.
You know what I mean?
No, it probably is.
And so now he's decided to go a different way, that he's picking the people and he is going about paying them a different way.
Right.
And so that would make a big difference in policies going forward, you know. But I was watching... I can't remember. I was watching John Fetterman was on Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. I can get a clip.
There's a significant number of these people that are illegal immigrants that have made their way to swing states. And then there's been calls for amnesty. There's been calls for allowing these people to have a pathway to citizenship and allow them to vote. The fear that a lot of people have is that this is a coordinated effort to take these people that you're allowing to come into the country, then you're providing them with all sorts of services like food stamps and housing and setting them up, and then providing a pathway to amnesty, and then you would have voters that would be significantly voting towards the Democrats because they're the people that enabled them to come into the country in the first place and provided them with those services. This is a big fear that people have, and that you're rigging this system and that this will turn all these states into essentially locked blue like California is.
Well, you know, it's immigration is always going to be a tough issue in our nation. You know, I had as a professor in grad school, Alan Simpson, and he was a United States senator. He was Wyoming, and he was actually a pro-choice Republican. I mean, how rare that would be. Well, it doesn't exist now. And he said, you are never going to have any meaningful immigration kinds of legislation. He's like, because both sides, that's useful for them, and it's going to be back and forth. And he said that 25 years ago.
Useful meaning the debate, having it always a political
it's
talking
useful
point.
For one side or the other. It's
Right.
useful. And he said there were never going to be. And he said that in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And I voted for the border deal, and that went down. And that's, I mean, he said that 25 years ago, and that was absolutely true now, that they had an opportunity to do a comprehensive border, bipartisan, and that went down because Trump, he declared that's a bad deal after it was negotiated with the other side.
But didn't that deal also involve amnesty, and didn't that deal also involve a significant number of illegal aliens being allowed into the country every year? I think it was 2 million people. So it was still the same sort of situation, and their fear is exactly what I talked about, that these people will be moved to swing states, and that will be used to essentially rig those states and turn them blue forever.
Well, I'm not really sure if that's what's in play. I think it's really it's important that we have to have an honest conversation.
But doesn't that seem logical, though? If you have a significant number of people that are being moved into swing states that have come across the border illegally, and then you've provided them with all these services, you provided them with food stamps, EBT, you've provided them with housing. You could, if you gave those people amnesty and allowed those people to vote, and it was very organized. You're talking about 75,000 votes over a few counties that switched everything over to the Republicans. You could see how you import 10 million people over the course of 4 years illegally, and then move a significant number of them to swing states, and then provide them with all these services, and then give them a path to citizenship. You could essentially rig those states.
Undeniably, immigration is changing our nation.
The thing is that he's trying to make a case for why we need all these immigrants here, and and the truth is that what Joe was saying is correct. They're just trying to pack them in and get them set up, as Joe said, a pathway to citizenship. And then once you do that, they will essentially, more than likely, probably 90%, if not 100%, will be grateful that the Democratic Party allowed that to happen, and then always vote Democrat once they become citizens. So that's the idea of what he's trying to do. Now, the part, I watched the Fetterman, I watched the entire 2-hour video with Joe Rogan, and that part of the conversation about the immigration and trying to get votes. So what was interesting is that right after this part we showed, I don't have the other part of the clip, Joe went on. This is why people don't go on Joe Rogan. Real people don't like to go. It's why these Kamala types don't
That's
like
why
to
she
go
didn't
there.
go, because
Yeah,
this
because this would
happened.
happen. But Joe goes on to ask Fetterman, what would you do? Like, what is you in a perfect utopia world? What would a President Fetterman, for instance, do to fix the immigration problem, to the border issue, or what would you do? And so he's just circling around the question, and he doesn't want to say he would do because he would do nothing. And so Joe went on like 3 more times and said, "But right, I understand what you're saying, but what would you do to fix the issue? What would you do anything? What anything?" He again skirts around the conversation. Joe then asks him again, and he just doesn't have he will not say that he's going to fix the problem, because he's not going to fix the problem.
Because the Democrats
don't want to.
They want them.
Yeah, they want them.
They're going to replace the black vote. I mean, I
Mhm.
remember back when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden first won, they
Mhm.
talking to the Black Caucus.
Yeah.
And they had that Zoom meeting where Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were talking to the Black Caucus, and he yelled at them.
Yeah.
And he said, "You guys better get in line with the Hispanics because they're outnumbering you."
Yeah. Remember that?
And Kamala just sat there like, you know what I mean? And I just thought to
Okay.
myself, they are going to replace the black vote with a bunch of illegals. Yep. That's the whole plan. Why is that? Because you can see black men are going to the right.
Yeah.
And they probably knew that might happen, since they're not giving, reparations.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's going to get to a point. I think even the reparations talk in California, Gavin Newsom said no.
Yeah.
And there were people, black people, really angry.
Yeah, like,
come
why?
up to the podium. You lied to us. You said this, and like they are never going to give
Yeah.
you that growth. Move on.
Grow up here, understand. Listen, that reparation talk is hilarious to me, because y'all actually think so. A lot of black people actually think they're going to get that. And if they do, if in some weird world you did get that, you actually think that you're not going to get anything. Yeah, you think the government is just going to give you money? Black people, I think we learned, right, that it's giving you money without any kind of like consequences or any kind of like. Come on,
The legals are getting money because they serve a purpose,
right?
But
And
once they're here, and so they're not going to get anything either.
They have a master to answer to at this point, and that is the Democratic government. And then, like Joe said, it just be locked in Democrat.
Yeah, and welfare class.
Yeah, and it'll be like he said, like essentially California, where it is just Democrat.
And that is what they want. They want the country to be like California.
Yeah, and I don't think so.
And
So
that's horrifying to think, but that is what they want. They want this. I mean, think about it. California stinks, and they have both Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris come from that state, and
it's a mess.
Apparently, she was such a great Attorney General.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay. Really?
In California? I mean, like the results don't look too good, but I mean, it's just, watching men move to the right, particularly black men, is encouraging.
It's encouraging. And
as a black woman, I hate saying that. I hate throwing my blackness around all the time, because I think it's sometimes just irrelevant. But to watch black men start to say, you know what?
Well, when
this is just stupid.
When our kind of like community has been in chains for so long, mental chains for so long with this party, with the Democrat Party, and then seeing this influx of just black people, but men specifically, go over and say, okay, no. Is that the Democrats, whenever they see even 1% of black people moving over to the right, that scares them.
Like, what's that video you had of the black woman in the car?
Oh yeah, where's that video? Oh yeah, I think
the video Danielle showed me of this black woman. She's sitting in a car, but her son is not voting is voting for Trump and not voting for Harris.
Yeah,
and she's like sad and horrified and trying to basically guilt him on a public platform.
Yeah.
To do this, and I'm like, this is the reason why men need to leave their mama.
Yeah.
When they get to a certain age. I think Jesse Lee Peterson says men need to leave when they're 18.
To get out.
Because you need to go out and experience the world, otherwise you're going to be a mama's boy, and this is what happens. But apparently he's running, he's going to vote for Trump, and she just can't understand because her husband's going to do it.
Yeah. So guys, listen to this lady talk.
If you are the mom, the aunt, the cousin, the grandma, the sister, the friend of a black male who is of voting age, I desperately need you to watch this video. If you're not, you can keep scrolling. But if you are, I need you to watch this video, and I need your advice. I am a mother of a 24-year-old, handsome, black male who lives down the South. I live up north, but he grew up in a very, you can call it liberal household. My household has always, including my husband, he grew up with a man in the household, a male role model. Both of us are educated. We've always advocated and been activists for the rights of marginalized and oppressed people, to include people of black, brown, Muslim, Asian, people with disabilities, LGBTQIA, etc., etc., etc. We've talked about rights as we have a nonprofit. We do lots of things in the community that supports the politics and the policies of Vice President Kamala Harris. I even remember the day that Barack Obama won the election in 2008, and my son was 8 years old. And the very next day he got up and put on a suit and tie. He wanted to wear that to school because he saw himself in that moment that he could be the president of the United States. However, in the past several months, he has been giving me strong indications, although he has not said it out loud, that he wants to vote for a former president, Donald Trump, in this election. We are constantly talking him off of that ledge. We are constantly defending Vice President Kamala Harris and reinforcing what we experienced under the oppressive conditions, the police brutality, etc., that we experienced under the presidency of Donald Trump. We have to continue to reinforce Project 2025 and what that's going to mean for him as a black man in the future. But for some reason, about once a week, we have to talk him off that ledge. I'm not sure what's going on with our young black man. He grew up in a very privileged household. He has had all of his needs met, and maybe because he hasn't had to go a day without health care, he hasn't had to go a day without food and his basic necessities. If his human rights or his educational rights or whatever rights that he is entitled to has ever been breached, we have always been there to advocate for him. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe that privileged life that he has experienced of a young black man has somehow aligned with Donald Trump's privilege. And somehow he sees himself more in him than he does Vice President Kamala Harris. But more importantly, not more importantly, but what really keeps me up at night is that as a black woman, I have always made it a priority to show him the strength of a black woman. I started out as a single mother with him. I went to law school with him. His first day of kindergarten was my first day of law school. So he witnessed me struggle through law school. He witnessed me even after I graduated, started making salaries, the struggle and my rise and my fight through many things throughout my life. And to not see that same strength and determination in another black woman, it has me down. It has me disappointed. It has me wondering, where did I go wrong? Where did my household go wrong? Why am I having to have these conversations? These are just not conversations that I ever pictured having with any child of mine.
You weren't able to indoctrinate him with the oppression talk properly because you did what you're supposed to do as a parent and provide him with a good life for him to think for himself later on. For him to think for himself later on. And he did that. He thought for himself. He's thinking for himself. And you're calling that a failure, basically. You're saying, where did we go wrong as parents? When this man, you raised a man to think for himself. It's just not the way you want to think. And this, y'all,
and this is the matriarchy. I mean, this is the matriarch, and the matriarchy runs the black community. Yeah, because there are a lot of single mothers. I think she was, and she got married. Right?
Yes, I think it's what it is.
I think she. I believe so much. I believe this. Positive. I think she mentions it. Yeah, at some point. But this is what happens when they talk about the slave mind. This is it. Black people are the slave mind to their own people.
She can't.
She doesn't want
yeah.
She doesn't want her son to grow up. She wants her son to be her baby for the rest of her life and do everything she says. And the instant he starts showing signs of being a man, she cracks the whip and brings him back to the womb.
And I say bravo to her son if this is the case. But you know, even the caption on top of her that she put up there is, "I need your help. I think my son is going to vote for the clown." She put a clown emoji. The clown. So basically, if your son does vote for Donald Trump, which you're calling the clown, you're calling your son a clown.
Right. The only thing that the Democratic Party has for men is support women.
That's it.
If you don't support women, then then you're a misogynist. You're a pig. You don't care about women. That's it. They don't have nothing part of for men at all.
Yep, that and abortion. There you go.
And this is a problem because she is essentially embarrassing her son.
Yeah, she is.
Because she didn't put her son's picture up, but everybody probably knows who his mom looks like.
Of course.
It's like, oh, your mother's dragging you on social media.
I mean, this
is manipulation and control. It's sad to me, you know.
I think that's what I like about Trump's campaign, campaign, is that there is this sense of, it's just about being American, and let's just all kind of get on the same page here and just make America great again.
I mean, did you see there was a video of, I think it's New York, where the what do you call it? The lady that does the reporter is telling people that they need to, if you have a housing room, to sponsor a legal immigrant family.
Oh yeah,
they're asking people to sponsor. Yeah.
Meanwhile, over in Massachusetts, Governor Maura Healey declaring a state of emergency due to emergency shelters there reaching capacity with migrants. Officials say there are almost 5,600 families and over 20,000 individuals in Bay State shelters. This is 80% higher than this time last year. Governor Healey's administration is now asking Massachusetts residents to help with the crisis.
If you have an extra room or suite in your home, please consider hosting a family. Safe housing and shelter is our most pressing need. Become a sponsor family. You can contact the Brazilian Worker Center for more information on how you can step up if you're willing to have an additional family be part of your family.
In the governor's letter to the federal government on Tuesday, she stated that the crisis is currently costing the state of Massachusetts $45 million per month on programs to assist the families.
They're asking people to sponsor a family. Do you think I would have somebody that hasn't been vetted coming through this border now in my house with my family? Absolutely. They're asking people that you caused the problem, and now you want people to then house these people because you're running out of space to put these people.
Yeah.
So that alone is enough to vote for Donald Trump.
It's just, but you know what? When I think about what's happening and why people are supporting Trump, and just more now, it's more groups just come out supporting Trump. It's not. This is literally just common sense. Like, I mean, like sometimes some of you guys in the comments will be like, and I'm so like grateful and very grateful for all the nice things you say about our intellect and the way we think about things. It's very nice, you know. But the truth is, I say this quite often to a lot of people, that it's not. I mean, like, I like to believe I'm a smart person, for sure, or, you know, intelligent, you know, for sure. But really what we're doing, honestly, is just common sense.
I think that's what Donald Trump represents. It's just common sense. Not left or right, but common sense at this point. Common sense politics.
Yes, that's it. So I guess you guys, you know, I hope you guys all voted red.
Yeah, please go vote.
Please go vote.
And please do not sit this out. You know, do not be one of these people that sit there and say, oh, it doesn't matter, two heads of the same snake.
Yeah.
You know, it's not this time.
This needs to be too big to rig.
Because they are trying to rig this. I think some of these polls might be also.
Yeah.
So you do have to go out and vote. Please go out. It's worth the line wait.
Yeah.
You know, if you can vote today, vote today.
Yes.
You know, but we do need to win this. Oh, I tell you, I will be heartbroken if he doesn't win.
but it's not even
to hear that laugh and that woman's voice
I know,
for
right?
the next 4 years, and all these celebrities just circle jerking her about being the first woman president, and no policies being told.
Yeah, this is so important.
This is so important.
So I know a lot of you guys told us that you early voted, which is good. We did too. So
first of all, a lot of Republicans early voted this time. time, which is why they are nervous.
Yeah.
Because Republicans don't tend to vote early; they vote on the day of.
Yeah.
But this time, a lot, and we also have a lot of new Republicans.
Yes.
Because Tulsi Gabbard, she went on stage and said that she's no longer independent; she is now a Republican.
Yeah.
And so that just goes to show you a lot of people are just becoming Republicans, but they're also turning out to vote early, which is making the Democrats nervous.
And so we need more of that. So I really hope that you guys are out there. Let's get this done. You know what I mean? Let's just...
The woman turnout is much higher than the male turnout. But some of those women did vote for Trump, but we do need more men to get out there and vote. So if you're a man that did not vote, go vote.
Yeah. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put up this wonderful ad that RFK Jr. Made, his team made. I just think that's a good way to close the show, especially on this important day. And that's it. God bless everybody.
God bless the United States of America.
How will we be remembered? Look at the opportunities before us.
This election really isn't about the left versus the right. It's about we the people choosing our government and the choice between freedom versus tyranny.
Nobody has a chronic disease burden like we have. Why are we allowing this to happen to our children? Ultimately, the only thing that will save our country is if we choose to love our kids more than we hate each other.
What is going on here is deeper than politics. It is deeply spiritual. We are being called to rise above the hatred and the fear and the evil.
We need to remember above and beyond that we must love our neighbors, that we must treat other people as we hope to be treated.
You want to be a rebel? You want to be a hippie? You want to stick it to the man? Show up on your college campus and try calling yourself a conservative.
America is going to reach heights that it has never seen before. The future is going to be amazing!
Don't you want healthy children? Don't you want a president that's going to make America healthy again?
The sweet emotion raining all over me.
I come to you today as a former Democrat. I will be a first-time Trump voter tonight.
The people dreamed this country, and it's the people who are making America great again.
Making rock and roll.